Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, that's the Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show. Liverpool taking on, I'm assured by Chris, it's the Malaysia 11, because I didn't think it was, and that could have caused an international incident. Joined by Chris Pager. We've got a very special guest today. We've got Pete Wilkinson, and we've got Aubrey Reynolds as well. First and foremost, Liverpool, Chris, are 3 from 3 for pre-season thus far. That's good. Let's hope it continues.
I think so. I've been really impressed this pre-season. You know, last pre-season was difficult for them. You know, we played Manchester United, didn't we? And it was some tough games last pre-season. We didn't really look brilliant until the Dortmund game. We've just looked steady. Yeah. And that's a compliment to the lads. I think they've gelled really well so far, the new signings with the existing players. And you know, I've been really impressed with what we've done, and it's those little combinations that I said before on the first build-up show that I wanted to see a lot of. You know, I wanted to see the full-backs playing well with the winger and stuff like that, but for me, it's Henderson and Milner, the little glimpses and the touches and the understanding that those two seem to have already. It's a really good platform to build upon for the season. You know, when we start getting our biggest players like Coutinho back and Firmino into the side, I think there's exciting things for Liverpool. Yeah. I think, you know, and people will say, look, you can't read too much into pre-season, and they're right, but it's a really great platform to start from, having a good pre-season.
It's nice just as a fan in a Pete that ultimately we need a lift after last season, without a doubt, and although they are just friendly games, there's nothing quite like seeing Liverpool win. It does wonders for your mood regardless of who it's against.
Oh, absolutely, and it's 3 out of 3, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah. So, you know, the team are going to feel good about themselves. People who are supporting them are going to feel good. Yeah. Bringing Benteke, I just think it all bodes well for a good season next season, and the feeling I'm getting, especially from the press, is it will be good. You know, the signings have all been all right. There hasn't been any stellar signings, as there at the moment, and I don't think there will be, but on paper, and if I was in another team, if I was in Chelsea, I would look at the potential first 4 and go, fucking hell, that looks quite frightening, that, man. Yeah,
absolutely. It's like I said, we've said this going into pre-season, Aubrey, that as far as being fans go, we just needed to see something to get ourselves excited, something to get up, because if you didn't speak face to face to other Liverpool fans and you got all your Liverpool news from social media, you think we were absolutely fucked. You'd think Liverpool was the shittest club on planet Earth. They were the worst run, the worst manager, the worst players, the worst everything. But you watch the games and you go into that with all that negativity and you go, well, I'll make my own judgments. Well, he looks like a good player. Gomez looks like he's done really well. Klein, we were discussing on the question time show, Klein's done well. Milner, Henderson, etc. You know, Ings and Origi have both got their goals. There are loads of small but tangible positives to take so far.
Definitely, it's we used it in a different expression about the Europa League, but you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Could you imagine if we'd have lost all 3?
Yeah. Brendan Rodgers would have been plane banners flying over foreign countries. So
pre-season only counts when you lose them. They mean nothing if you win them. Yeah. And it's like, well, and again, it's meant to be. What I've been really impressed with is the fitness. Sometimes you watch the early pre-season games and they look tired, you can see, and you go, God, you're not used to seeing professional athletes who are really fit, laboured and carrying a bit of weight, and there's been none of that. They look like they look fucking up for it. They all look fit. They've got the touch, and you're like, wow, we could hit the ground running here. We could look really, really good because they look like the first few games of the season as opposed to.
It doesn't look like because they always say about pre-season, because they'll have done a session in the morning and then they go and play a game, which never happens normally. So you double up on your fitness work. So that's why they always look leggy or laboured, and it looks like they've gone out and gone, you treat this game. I remember there was a great analogy of a lad that knew was a musician who's as a transplant, I told him that, so I won't name him. But he basically used to say, he used to practice the same way that he played a gig because because it finished
in the dark.
But it was like for him there was no difference. There should be no difference because and I think that's what I'm seeing from Liverpool pre-season is the players are approaching these like the proper competitive games and good on them.
I wonder if Chris, I wonder if Rodgers has gone, do you know what, if this doesn't work I'm fucked, but not only am I fucked, you's lot are fucked.
Yeah.
So, you know, the decision's in your hands or our hands as a collective rather than individuals. So
I think the other thing is because he's building a squad, I think there's clearly places that are up for grabs in the first team.
Yeah.
You know, and that bodes well for pre-season games, doesn't it? Because people want to get into that first game against Stoke. They want to put their name on the sheet. Jordan Ibe, he wants to play in that game. You know, he came back to training early this pre-season, practice on his shooting with Inglethorpe, didn't he, and Kenny and stuff. And it shows you the willingness of the squad to improve, because they all know it wasn't good enough last season, and they know it's got to get better. And as we said on I said on the question time, so winning breeds winning. Doesn't matter what type of game it is, but losing fucking hurts your confidence no matter what. Like if you lose one of those pre-season games, you're not going to feel confident, you know. And all these players can feel better for having this pre-season under their belts. And that's why I think Liverpool have got it right so far with the standard of opposition that we've been playing.
Definitely, you touched upon Jordan Ibe there. I mean, Pete, for you, he must be making as strong a case as anyone. The lad's got phenomenal talent. He's got, you know, everyone's trying to make the Sterling comparisons, but I think that should be fucked off. I think people should just look at Jordan Ibe and say, you know, this is a fantastic opportunity for him to really play his way into the manager's plans.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that Sterling's out the way, because as far as I'm concerned, he was just he was a good footballer, but he couldn't finish to save his life. I thought his finishing was just shite. It was shocking. And I thought he was just a bit kind of, he didn't have any strength up here. He always seemed a bit fey to me. Jordan Ibe, I think, is a different player. I don't think we should compare them in some respects. And I think you're right. There's an opportunity to come in. It's brilliant when new players come in like that, and almost Liverpool have discovered them. So I think, bring them on. Let's. I can't wait. Actually, I just think let's get going. Yeah. You know, and already we've started. We've won 3 games. You're right. I think if we had lost 3 games, we'd have all been going.
There'd have been 4 sets of legs just swinging in front of the camera here. Like.
Just the mood would have been really dour, wouldn't it?
I think is there a case, Aubrey, that Jordan Ibe's making the case for Liverpool to play with wingers next season as well? Because, you know, we've got a lot of it. People say our attacking midfielders, Lallana, Coutinho, Firmino. Jordan Ibe is probably the out-and-out winger amongst them. Yeah, he's terrorised everyone he's come up against so far this pre-season.
Yeah, and again, there's definitely, if they spend the money, which it looks like they're doing on buying a Benteke, you'd argue that
the Benteke.
Not just a Benteke, Aubrey, the Benteke.
We're not going to get his brother out. But yeah, no, it's like so possibly that's the system, especially because we know the one thing we definitely know is we know Sturridge isn't going to play until October. Yeah. So there's not many certainties, and there's a difference about pre-season. So if you're Man City, if you're Chelsea just won the league, they can lose all their pre-season because their fans are still celebrating winning the league, and they can take risks, so they can play the really daring 2-5-3 formation and Terriers in goal.
Don't think Mourinho has one of them.
But you know what I mean? Like there's different teams who can do different things. We're not that team. Yeah, we needed to repair our confidence. We needed to figure out who our best players are, and we needed to get the system rolling. We're bringing in new players all the time. It's 6 new players, or if Benteke joins us at 6 new players. There was 6-7 new players last year, so they don't know each other. We're not that well-grooved machine, so we needed to have a good pre-season and treat them like proper matches to get that. Yeah. I don't know because who knows what we're going to play, but it's probably going to be. We know Sturridge is injured until October, so we know it's going to be Benteke up front on his own, or Benteke with a partner of Origi and Ings. Ibe is probably, from what we know of Benteke and what we know of Ibe, the best suited to get the best out of Benteke, even if it's in the short term, before we can get to where our ultimate system is, which is Benteke and Sturridge. Yeah. So he's doing everything that needs to be doing at the moment. You know, he's not even just looking promising, he's looking very good, and he's looking hungry for it. He still at times shows all his failings because he's a 19-year-old kid who's not in full fitness because it's pre-season. But you just know for a fact that Stoke, Mark Hughes, at the moment, looking at the Liverpool team, he doesn't want to be lining up against Ibe, I don't think their fullbacks are going to be wanting to line up against Ibe on the opening day. Yeah,
I know Liverpool have a point to prove, don't they, with that game? They're just massively. They really.
I'd be saying to that squad if I was Brendan Rodgers, Who here wants to go and basically shove it right up Stoke's arse on the opening day of the season?
Course.
Who here wants to fucking shove it right down the fucking throats? Anyone? Anyone? Well, you know what? You've got 5 games now. Go out and show me that desire. Show me that you're hungry for it. And the hungriest, best performers are gonna be the ones I let loose to go and smash Stoke.
Yeah.
Rah! You know what I mean? Send them out because why not? Last game of the tour as is, Chris. Is there anyone? It looks like we're starting to sort of the options are starting to solidify a bit now. We saw like Ryan Kent come off the bench on against Brisbane. We didn't see any of the kids. It was treated like a far more like a proper game, the Adelaide one. Which is probably why it was the least interesting of the lot, to be fair. But you know, do you think there's anyone in particular you would like to see give maybe one last opportunity to before we come home?
As far as the younger player goes, or I think Markovic after his first start deserves a bigger role in the next pre-season game. You know, he had 5 minutes, was it, this morning? Like, I mean, that's not enough for Markovic, because I think he needs game time and he needs to build his confidence. What we're talking about as a squad, but that man needs to get some confidence and needs to get something under his belt. So if we're going to need him in the Premier League. I have no doubt about that, and he needs to be in form, I think, before the season starts. I definitely want to see more of that.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. I think if we're talking about this idea of Ibe, you can't build your whole notion around Ibe being your one winger, because if anything happens to him, and God knows, you know, we hope it doesn't, but shit happens in footy, doesn't it? Is Markovic the other wing? Because he's the only other winger I'd say we've got at the club. So I would like to see him start this game in Ibe's place and see if he can get up to that level, because he should be above it, to be perfectly honest. But you're right, he looked very impressive in the first game of pre-season, and you know, lads are and all that. We want to see him get his opportunities. What about you, Aubrey? Anyone else you'd like to see get a go?
I think Lallana has done enough. So the reverse is I'd pull Lallana out and possibly play with Markovic and Ibe in the same team, just to have an idea of what that looks like. Possibly even go with Ings and Origi, and actually have both of them on the pitch and see, Joe, like, if we are going to have a 4-4-2 or a 2 up front when we do get Benteke and Sturridge back, let's have a look at the rest of the team doing that. And then the other one is, it's Alan or Lucas, isn't it? Who's going to play that holding mid-role? And I'd like to see a bit more of Lucas with Milner Henderson as the free. Yeah. Because we haven't really seen that much of that, Joe. It's been Alan with Milner Henderson, and we kind of know what that is.
Alan was quite good actually against Adelaide.
According to Twitter in the first 20 minutes, he was brilliant, but I was
busy,
engrossed.
What about you, Pete? Anyone else you'd like to see get a?
I know who would like to see fucking go, but I can't stand Alan. No. I just don't get it with him. I know Rodgers loves him and plays him, but I agree. I think Lucas at the back with Milner and Henderson, I think that would just be really, really good and solid. He's a pest, Lucas, isn't he? He really is just...
Not in that way.
Allegedly. No. He's a wasp.
Not in that way.
But I went to Man U game when Alan was playing, and he was just... Fellini was just like, get off. He had hold of him, you know, when your big brother holds you by the head. That's what it felt like.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, I thought it was embarrassing.
Yeah,
I don't think that would happen.
No, a lot of Liverpool fans feel like that about Alan.
It's funny, isn't it? Because Joe Allen, he doesn't seem to back it up. You know, again, he had the first half in particular in the game against Adelaide. He was great. He was playing a holding mid role, but he was getting up and supporting the attack and getting into the box. And you're like, what? And then, you know, the next time he gets the game, he'll just get bullied off the ball or whatever. Yeah. He's fine. We keep saying this. If someone came in with a great bid for Joe Allen, I'd accept it.
Yeah.
But I've got no problem with him just being around the squad. I just don't think he should ever. I can't think of many circumstances I'd start. I'd start him. You know what I mean? That's the limited problem with him. But
that's that jack of all trades, master of none with him, isn't it? He can do every part of the midfield, but he's not stellar at any of them.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. Do let us know, is there anyone you'd like to see another run out for? I think like Joe Maguire is probably a decent shot. I
want to see a bit more of Gomez.
Yeah, I think Gomez and Moreno needs the minutes, doesn't he? But you know, in terms of have we maybe seen enough of Maguire to say, okay, fine, keep you around for the season as third choice, or does he need another 45 minutes or half an hour here or there. Who knows? Let us know. I would like to see us go. I'd like to see Sacco back in alongside Scale, because it'll give me greater confidence that that's what we're planning to do, as opposed to Lovren. Sorry, Dejan, prove me wrong, mate. But I say, any thoughts on that in the comments section underneath? We've got Peter with us. Peter, you're not here just because you like us, but not only, but also you've got your album coming out on the 31st of August. A friend of mine. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about it.
It started last year, 2014, and it was recorded in London with the guy Mark Neri who engineered Noel Gallagher's first album, and we were doing a 7-inch vinyl single. We did the song, and he said, "Why don't we just continue just carry on as we are?" Eventually, we got to 11, 12 songs, and thought, well, we might as well put it out as an album. And so we did. We found a guy we didn't find a guy. A guy approached us in Brighton and said, "I'll finance it. I'll put up the money to make the product." And that's what we've done. So we've done pre-orders already, paid back the debt, given him his money back.
Nice.
And so people will get it on the 31st of August.
Then on, it's all party money.
Yeah. Come on.
Slash council tax and all that shit.
What's that? But it's good. What I enjoy about it is the process, is the making of the album rather than the finished product. And then I'm thinking of the next one. I'm done with it in so many ways. But now I'm not, because we have to talk about it and I've got to go and play it, and it's all enjoyable. Yeah. But it's the making it that I really enjoy.
Yeah. What's the sort of inspiration behind it? Because you've been involved to some extent, greater extent with some of the others, but most of the bigger bands that come out of Liverpool in the last 20, 30 years. Yeah. So you found a member of cast back in the day. Is there any does it carry a particular sound over from anything you've done in the past?
Does it carry? I suppose it does in the way that the formula is always going to be the same. So the songs are written on a guitar, and I'll never really move out of that formula. It will always be bass, drums, guitar, second guitar. So it seems safe, and it may seem boring, but for me it seems organic and natural. So that's the process it goes through. I suppose all the bands I've been in, be it the Bunnymen, Shack, Cast, all the songs are written in a similar way, where I'll come in with the song with chords, lyrics, and that'll be the skeleton, and then the band will flesh it out, so to speak. So that hasn't changed in the last 20 years, and it probably won't. We'll still probably fucking be here, and I'll still have a guitar, and I'll still wonder what Twitter is. So I'm old.
Excellent. Well, because we've got Peter, we're going to get us to do a little bit of a session as well. You can check that out on the YouTube channel under the RMTV Music headline. Give it a listen. Make sure you go and pre-order the album. Comes out on the 31st of October. And give Peter his party. August, sorry. Give Peter his party money.
Pension money.
Yeah, let us know any thoughts you've got on anything else that we've discussed on the show this week in the comments below. We get Peter for RMTV Question Time, where we ask questions along the lines of: where does Emre Can fit into Liverpool's side? Lovren or Sacco? The big question there.
We actually fleshed that out.
Who's been our best signing of the window? Will we ever have a Liverpool player sit in Pete's seat? Do we think the signing of Benteke is good, or do we need players to bring out his qualities? And a whole host more, all sent in by you, all answered by us. It's an hour-long show, redmentv.com. We annotate to it at the end of the video. Click through, watch it. It's amazing. Anyway, thanks very much. Enjoy the game this weekend, and enjoy some Chris next week when I'm on Aldi. That smiling face. How could you not? Thanks for watching. Ta-da. There's basically no news to discuss, so we thought, fuck it, let's get you to send us some questions and we'll answer them in the time-honoured tradition.
You mean you couldn't be arsed writing another agenda?
Fuck that, like. Literally, that's what my agenda went. Because one of